Did you know some of Formula One's most famous wins have a dirty secret? Hidden fuel tanks? Check. Illegal parts? Double check. We're talking unethical team orders and even intentional crashes. F1 has seen it all. Stay with us to uncover the scandal that nearly destroyed the sport. Get ready for a thrilling race through the most shocking cheating stories in F1 history. Imagine organizing a crash in the middle of a high-stakes Formula One race to control the outcome. Sounds like a plot from a movie, right? This was the fact of the infamous Crashgate scandal at the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix. During this race, Renault driver Nelson Piquet Jr. was secretly told by his team to crash his car on purpose. The timing of this crash was no accident. It was designed to bring out the safety car at just the right moment to help his teammate Fernando Alonso win the race. This bold plan was the brainchild of Renault's top management, including team principal Flavio Briatore and engineering director Pat Simmons. The impact was deep. Felipe Massa, who was leading the race, ended up finishing 13th after a terrible pit stop. He drove off with the fuel hose still attached, costing him valuable points in the championship. This mishap contributed to Lewis Hamilton ultimately winning the 2008 championship by just 1 point over Massa. Despite doubts, the scandal didn't come to light until about a year afterward, when Piquet Jr., after being dropped by the team, decided to reveal the truth about his cheating. Briatore received a lifetime ban from FIA-sanctioned events, but it was later overturned. Simmons was banned for 5 years. Renault faced severe punishments, although they received a suspended ban from the sport. So, just when you thought orchestrating a crash was as wild as it gets in Formula One, let's shift gears to a scandal that reads like an espionage thriller. What if you stumbled on your rival's secret game plan? What would you do with it? This is exactly what happened in the Spygate scandal in 2007. McLaren got their hands on a 780-page confidential dossier from Ferrari detailing everything about their car. This wasn't just any document. It was like having Ferrari's entire season plan. The scandal broke wide open when the FIA discovered that McLaren had this information and likely used it to gain an edge. The fallout? McLaren was slapped with a jaw-dropping $100 million fine, the largest in sports history, and kicked out of the Constructors' Championship that year. The drama didn't stop there. The scandal caused a rift between McLaren's star drivers, Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso, leading to Alonso's departure. The team's iconic leader, Ron Dennis, was forced to step down, his career forever tarnished. While McLaren played James Bond, Schumacher opted for a different strategy in 1994. Less secret agent, more secret weapon. And his target? Damon Hill's championship hopes. Imagine you're playing a high-stakes game of Mario Kart and your opponent is right on your tail, just a hair away from overtaking you on the final lap. Now, instead of a banana peel, you swerve into them to make sure they don't cross the finish line before you. That's pretty much what happened at the 1994 Australian Grand Prix. In the last race of the season, Michael Schumacher was ahead in the championship by just 1 point over Damon Hill. The pressure was insane. On lap 36, Schumacher made a rare mistake and clipped the wall. Hill, smelling blood, saw his chance to dive past. But just as Hill went for the overtake, Schumacher turned in. Bam! The two collided. Schumacher's car was wrecked and out of the race, but Hill's car was also damaged and he couldn't continue either. With both drivers out of the race, Schumacher won. The racing world went nuts. Was it an honest mistake by Schumacher, a cheating tactic, or a necessary move to secure the title? The debate still rages on today. And if you thought Schumacher's crash was controversial, wait till you hear about Benetton's sneaky software that was less about driving skill and more about secret code. Remember when your sibling secretly broke the rules and got away with it? Now picture that on a global stage with millions watching, and you'll get a taste of the Benetton 1994 scandal. Here's the scoop. Benetton's cars have a hidden launch control feature buried in their software. This little gem helped cars start perfectly, giving them a rocket-like boost off the line. The catch? Launch control was illegal that year. While the FIA found the software, they couldn't prove it was ever used during a race, which led to a whole lot of finger-pointing but no real punishment. Benetton's explanation? They claimed they kept the software just in case the rules changed. But they took their sweet time handing over the source code when the FIA asked for it, which only made everyone more suspicious. Despite all the drama, Michael Schumacher won the championship, though some say it was tainted by this high-tech trickery. In the end, Benetton walked away with the title, but the whispers of cheating followed them for years. So, while Benetton was playing around with secret software, Lotus was busy focusing on the hardware. They outsmarted everyone with a car that was literally 2-in-1. In 1981, Lotus designed a car so brilliant it never got the chance to fail. The competition made sure of that by getting it banned before it could embarrass them all with what they perceived as cheating. Lotus, under the genius of Colin Chapman, has always been known for pushing boundaries. But with the Lotus 88, it took innovation to a whole new level. The car featured a unique twin chassis design, essentially 2 cars in one. The inner chassis held the driver and the engine, providing stability and comfort, while the outer chassis was all about aerodynamics, maximizing ground effect and sticking the car to the track like glue. The brilliance of the twin chassis lay in its ability to exploit a loophole in the regulations. At the time, Formula One had tightened the rules on ground effects, trying to limit how much downforce teams could generate. But Lotus found a way around this by separating the aerodynamic forces from the driver's comfort, something no one else had even considered. To some, this was pure genius, but to others, it looked suspiciously like cheating. The other teams weren't happy. They saw the Lotus 88 as a threat and protested fiercely. Despite initial approval from the FIA, the car was quickly banned due to intense pressure from rival teams. And yeah, it never got the chance to prove itself on the track. The Lotus 88 was so clever, it got banned before it could even start. Bar Honda? They tried a different trick, but instead of getting banned, they got caught with their pants down. When you can't outrun your competitors, why not just lighten the load? Bar Honda thought they found the perfect shortcut until it turned into a dead end. The team came up with an intelligent yet sneaky trick. They built a hidden fuel tank into their car. This wasn't just any ordinary fuel tank though. This secret compartment allowed their cars to meet the minimum weight requirements during inspections, but run lighter and faster on the track. It's like sneaking candy into a movie theater, but the candy is extra horsepower, and the theater manager is the FIA. The smart cheating tactic gave them an advantage, until it didn't. The catch? They didn't count on the sharp eyes of the FIA. When the Bar Honda cars were checked after a race, officials noticed something odd. The car passed the weight checks, but just barely. Suspicions grew, and it wasn't long before the secret fuel tank was discovered. The tank could hold extra fuel, which wasn't used during the race, but helped the car pass inspections by keeping the weight up when it mattered. It was a clear case of cheating that couldn't go unnoticed. The consequences were massive. Bar Honda was slapped with a 2-race ban and docked 10 championship points. The team's reputation took a serious hit, and the incident became one of the most talked about scandals in Formula One history. It was a bold move that could have paid off big time, if only they hadn't been caught. In Formula One, the line between playing fair and breaking the rules is often razor thin. Teams are so obsessed with winning that they'll sometimes go right up to the edge of what's allowed and occasionally take a leap right over it. It's a high-speed game where bending the rules is just another strategy. Cheating or clever tactics? It depends on who you ask. If you find these sneaky moves fascinating and you want to know more lesser-known secrets from the world of Formula One, make sure to check out the recommended videos. Who knows? The next big scandal might just be around the corner.